Hey guys, how are you? My name's Adam Jason with BRRRRinvest.com, and I want to make this short video today to talk to you about how to pick a market for long distance investing. The current economic climate that we find ourselves in, a lot of people are living in markets where they've essentially been priced out by the rising costs of real estate. People in California, other rapidly growing markets are finding that the cost of acquisition for investment properties is not compatible with their level of income or the amount of money that they have available to invest. So of course the mind turns to, all right, if I can't invest here, what other markets should I be looking at, and where should I be looking to place my capital? Where there's some opportunities, where can I get those deals? What markets are on the rise? I get the question a lot, and I see it posted in forums and on our Facebook group of what's the best market to invest in from a long distance. I'm a long distance investor myself. I currently live in Medellin, Colombia, and invest in Buffalo, New York, where I grew up, and some cities in Florida that I'm familiar with. And that's where I've built my personal portfolio. I can tell you that, the idea of, oh, there's great properties in Memphis, or there's great properties in Cincinnati and this other market that I heard of. You really have to, I think, understand the realities of trying to do this long distance and having intimate knowledge of where it is that you are investing. So instead of trying to decide on what market is going to give me the best possible financial returns if I hit a home run on my investments there, I want to give you guys some thoughts on how you can potentially pick different markets that might be more suitable to you if the current market where you live that you're most familiar with is pricing you out, as we talked about at the beginning of the video. I really believe, in having done this for 10 years, that you do need to have knowledge of the place that you're investing in, especially if you've set your criteria, and let's say you're going to invest in single family homes within a certain price range. You need to know and be able to look quickly at opportunities that come up, know where those are located, know what streets they're on, know what the community is like. Real estate is just so local, where it's very challenging to be able to invest in a city or market from a long distance that you're not really comfortable with, when you're really kind of just betting on the fact that you've heard that you can get good returns there, and it's something that you can afford. So let's talk about some of the ideas I have and that I've looked at myself in terms of kind of expanding out your circle of what's immediately around you. So I think you should first start considering, if you're priced out of your market, places where you've lived, worked, maybe it's someplace you went to college, someplace where you have that intimate knowledge that might be required, so that if you see an opportunity come up on Zillow or the MLS or anything that you're looking at, you can decide pretty quickly whether it's in the kind of location and meets the criteria that you have. A lot of talk about relying on property managers and real estate agents to help find opportunities, wholesalers. I think that works once you're in the market and you've built relationships and you're familiar with it and you can assess somebody's credibility. But if you're immediately starting to rely on those folks to present you with opportunities, I think you're kind of being negligent in the due diligence that's required to be able to accurately assess those opportunities. So think about areas that you're familiar with that aren't even in your immediate area, and I think those include places like I said, like you've worked, where you went to college. It's great. In my experience, I have family and friends on the ground in the markets that I look at, so if there's something that I'm not familiar with, they can give me their insight, and it's a little less biased than a property manager or wholesaler or real estate agent that's trying to get paid because you're buying properties. They also can monitor construction and help you get things done, whether you pay them a fee or they do it for free or you partner together. It's good to have somebody on the ground that you trust, and that just takes time to build when you're working with third parties like an agent or a PM. So if you can't invest in your home market, what markets can you invest in where you have family and friends that you could potentially partner with and rely on? Is there a market also that you vacation to frequently? Some place that you have been able to familiarize yourself with over the years that looks like a strong opportunity to, and some place that you're going to go back and be able to look at? Maybe it's someplace close, it's a quick flight away. Those are the other kind of opportunities I'd be thinking about. If you travel for work, is there a market that you go to frequently where you can leverage those work trips in the future to really focus in and start learning that market from an investor perspective? Remember too, if you're doing your investing through a business, through an LLC, you can set this all up so that these diligence costs and the travel, all these kind of things are going to be tax deductible expenses to you because you are growing that business. And as long as you are legitimately looking to become an investor and grow this business, that's going to be an ordinary business expense you can offset. So spend the money up front to do the diligence that you need so that you're really not just speculating on a market that you heard about. I think one alternative, if you do the right legwork, is to invest in some syndicated deals. But again, you really have to get comfortable with the people that you're working with and understand what the exit options are when it comes to that. If you're investing in a syndicate and it's completely illiquid, meaning you cannot transfer your shares or whatever asset it is that you're buying when you invest in that, something you might want to reconsider. But if you have that flexibility of transfer and you can deal with issues if they come up and exit the position, it's something else to look at. But it's worth the time to sit down and think about, okay, where are those other places outside my home market that I'm familiar with, where I vacation, where I went to college, where I work, where I have family and friends, people that can help me, and so that I'm really not just guessing. It's better, I think, to put yourself in a position and cover your downside by being familiar with your market than it is to try and maximize returns by going to a market that you're not familiar with, that you've just heard about from other people, and where you really don't have that local experience, which I think is so integral to investing in real estate, picking properties you're going to be happy with, picking properties where you're going to get the kind of tenants that you want in your properties. So if you want some help from me, BRRRRinvest.com, consultations are available. If you want to run some numbers on some deals that you find, our analysis solution is there for you. Everything else that you really need to make it a lot easier to do your BRRRR investing and grow your portfolio. Let me know your thoughts, your questions. You can contact me anytime, adam.j@BRRRRinvest.com. Hope you come check out the website and all the resources. Happy to be with you in this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.